Here's how to make sure that conversations go good with your ex. Hey, I'm Coach Benny, and I help people get their exes back. And you can control the flow of conversation with your ex, but you have to be aware about what you're doing and what you're saying. We need the interactions to go well. At the time of the breakup, you already saw what it feels like and what it looks like to spiral all the way down. We don't want to be there. We know the ways that you get there. You ask about getting back together. You have a talk. You give them shit for other guys or other girls. That kind of a thing. So we know we don't want to do that. But how do you make sure that conversations go well so that way you can bring them in closer? Well, if you see my other videos, you probably heard me talk about being playful, and that's true. You 100%. You've got to pump some good energy into that conversation. But another way that you can make sure that the conversations go well is that you're controlling the topics that are being talked about. Let's say we're walking down a hallway, and in this hallway, there's all these doors off to the left and right. We're passing many doors off to the left and right. The one that we're trying to go to is straight ahead at the end of the hallway. Now, it doesn't make any sense at all to stop and like open a door and be like, do we want to go in here? And maybe you stop at one, like the next one up, and you're like, why don't we go in this one? It's like, no, we're trying to go to the one that's straight ahead. And this is where people trip themselves up because you'll be talking to your ex and you'll be like, oh, well, do you just want to break up then? It's like, that's not the door that we're trying to go to. If you're getting frustrated with your ex in talking, you don't just suggest things out of frustration, and you also don't, ask them questions that you already know the answer to. Like, hey, how are you feeling about us right now? If you have to ask, it's not high enough for them to just proactively express it to you, right? So that's like opening up one of these side doors in the hallway and saying, like, I wonder what's in this room right here. It has nothing to do with the one we're trying to go to. So you need to be in control of the flow of the conversation, okay? Don't open up subjects that we don't, that we don't want. We don't want to talk about, that has nothing to do with the solution that we want. And the only way to really do this is to cultivate awareness, right? You have to be aware of the forks in the road that are ahead of you in real time. The things that you do and say and think, will shape the outcome of the conversation. So you have to have that awareness to watch what you're doing and saying so you can make the right choice in real time. A lot of people just react emotionally in the conversation, then they go back later and they think about how they could have done it different. It's like, why would we want to do that? Why not just be aware of what we're doing in real time and make the right choice in real time? And if you just want the full playbook on how to just get your ex back in the easiest, most fastest way where you're not making any mistakes, click on my profile, click this link, set up a call with me, tell me your story, and I'll give you a step-by-step plan to get your ex back.